smothering that joint. You was not letting it happen.
Listen, have you seen what his uppercut has done to people twice my size?
Do you have any go-to pump-up songs? During your camp, do you have any songs that you like to listen to pump you up?
Funeral music, okay?
So it's all over the grapevine. The pros are giving Jake Paul some serious advice. If he wants to keep his career intact after that hyped-up press conference we were all waiting for, it seems like the big talk is about Jake needing to steer clear of none other than Mike Tyson if he wants to keep his game going. Word is Tyson himself dropped a warning bomb saying he's gunning for a first-round knockout. The press conference was filled with tense exchanges, bold declarations, and unexpected twists. As the event unfolded, it became clear that both fighters were determined to leave their mark on the boxing world, and they weren't afraid to let their voices be heard. Mike Tyson delivered a chilling warning to Jake Paul. Stepping into the ring with me is like staring death in the face, Tyson declared. But Tyson wasn't finished yet. With a series of cutting remarks, he continued to dismantle Paul's bravado, leaving no doubt in anyone's mind about the seriousness of the challenge that lay ahead. You think you're tough, Tyson's voice dripped with contempt as he stared down his opponent. Well, let me tell you something, kid, I am the baddest man alive on this planet. When posed with the question of his ability to fight at 58, Mike Tyson's response was unequivocal. Sure, I may be 58, Tyson declared, but I've never felt more ready to step back into that ring and show the world what I'm made of. What do you say to people who say you're too old to be fighting? Why don't we start with Mike? Go ahead. I think the people that said that wish they were up here. But Jake Paul wasn't about to back down from a challenge. Paul fired back at the boxing legend. Mike Tyson thinks he's the big man on campus. Paul scoffed. But let's be real here, the guy's past his prime. He's living in the past, and as for his warning about a first-round knockout, Paul mocked. Please, Tyson, can't touch me. Listen up, kid. Tyson replied, you may talk a big game, but when you step into that ring with me, you're in my world. And in my world, there's no room for pretenders. When it comes to boxing, there are a few names that resonate as deeply as Mike Tyson's. Even after years out of the ring, Tyson remains a force to be reckoned with. Tyson's really putting in the work at the gym. You can see it. He's holding on to that power, that speed, that movement. It's all still there. And let me tell you, facing off against him, that's no walk in the park for Jake Paul. It's going to be a real uphill battle, no denying it. And pros are warning Jake Paul for stepping back from this fight. In a recent interview on Vlad TV, Michael G. White, renowned martial artist and actor, minced no words when it came to his assessment of Jake Paul's chances against Mike Tyson. Jake Paul doesn't stand a chance, he declared. White, known for his expertise in combat sports and his no-nonsense approach, emphasized the vast gap in experience and skill between Paul and Tyson.
What do you say to people who say you're too old to be fighting? Why don't we start with Mike? Go ahead.
I think the people that said that wish they were up here.
White's warning was accompanied by a litany of cautionary remarks. Tyson's not just a boxer, he's a force of nature.
Okay, I looked it up. Mike Tyson is 220 pounds.
That's 1 pound less than his optimal weight.
And Jake Paul is about 200 pounds. He's got about 20 pound
Are
difference.
you kidding me? He's only 200?
Yeah.
Oh, gee. This is worse than I thought.
That was his last fight. That's what he weighed in at.
While Paul has historically fought in a lower weight class than heavyweight, which will be the designation for his fight with Mike Tyson, Paul has admitted that he is going to put on more weight in order to prepare for that change. Still, his unfamiliarity of opponents in Tyson's weight class could prove a massive advantage for Iron Mike. Paul may have youth on his side, but Tyson's got wisdom and a lifetime of ring experience. White emphasized underestimating Tyson would be a grave mistake. He added in a recent interview, boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. also didn't shy away from delivering a stark warning to Jake Paul. Jake, listen up. Jones Jr. cautioned Mike Tyson is no joke. He asserted firmly he's a force to be reckoned with, and underestimating him would be a grave mistake.
I'm sorry, I don't see how Jake pulls this off. I see Mike Tyson punching him in the body, and I don't see how Jake stops that. Jake is not of the size to give Mike a problem. Mike can be, big guys would hold Mike, guys with long reach that outweigh him.
Yeah.
I think people that's Mike's weight, with Mike's center of gravity, I don't think there's anything that's going to...
Went on to highlight Tyson's unmatched speed-powered, ring intelligence qualities that have made him a living legend in the world of boxing. Jake, you got to be prepared for anything when you step into the ring with Tyson. He advised he's not someone you can take lightly.
If you ever had a pit bull puppy,
Yes.
and they try to play with other dogs, they don't know how to play. They forget and start fighting. It's just in their blood. They
It's
can't
in their
help it.
bloodline.
And people don't understand that. People always say, that's just in their blood. Just like
Period.
the game rooster. Just like the little colorful fish they sell at the fair. If you put 2 of them fish in the tank, they're
one of them gonna die.
That's just what, some things in life are like that.
Yeah.
Some people in life are like that.
Period.
Mike Tyson has pit bull mentality. He don't know how to play.
See Mike Tyson punching Jake Paul in the body, and I don't know how Jake stops that. White said Paul is not of the size to give Mike a problem. For Jake Paul, heeding Jones Jr.'s advice could make all the difference between victory and defeat. And now, Lennox Lewis has issued a word of concern for Jake Paul Lewis, who was the last undisputed heavyweight champion in boxing, is regarded as one of the finest fighters ever and the best British fighter of all time. That means he knows what he's talking about, and he called for Paul to be very wary of Tyson's power. Lewis is looking at it differently, as he worries for the inexperienced Paul. I'm concerned for Jake Paul Lewis, told The Guardian. Tyson still knows how to punch, as you can see when he's hitting a bag. If Jake Paul gets hit by one of those punches, he's going to feel it. I know Jake Paul doesn't want to get hit. Tyson comes forward, and he knows how to cut off the ring. It could be a matter of time. As how good is Jake Paul's defense?
But it's exhibition, no headgear, exhibition, judges,
It's still Mike Tyson.
and exhibition,
Yeah.
Mike Tyson, who knocked Corey Sanders down in the first round of an exhibition back in 2004.
Correct.
So what is your definition of an exhibition? Because going in the ring with Mike Tyson has nothing exhibitionist about it.
No, he doesn't have that in him. When you watch him spar, his sparring was fights.
I saw Mike a couple of weeks ago, and he looked good. He was walking around without a shirt and showing off his body, so he's getting ready. Lennox further added Lewis has stepped into the ring to face Tyson once, and he emerged unscathed and victorious. So how did it happen? Can Jake Paul get any tips from watching the Lions fight in 2002? Titled Lewis Tyson is on. In a recent commentary, renowned boxing trainer Teddy Atlas pulled no punches in expressing his concerns about Jake Paul's upcoming bout with Mike Tyson. This is a very dangerous fight for Jake Paul. Atlas warned he's fighting a legendary, iconic fighter. The last guy was one of the greatest punches in heavyweight history, one of the greatest punches ever with either hand, and one of the greatest combinations of speed and power. Yeah, he's 58 years old. Yeah, the end of his career wasn't too good before he got out. But one of the last things that go with a fighter is his power. Atlas underscored the gravity of the challenge that Paul faces. Tyson is not someone you can take lightly. He emphasized, pointing to Tyson's storied career and fearsome reputation inside the ring. This is a very dangerous fight for Paul. Interesting. I think he might be making a mistake. Atlas went on to highlight the potential dangers of underestimating Tyson's power and aggression. One wrong move, one mistimed punch, and it could be lights out for Jake Paul. He cautioned in the lead-up to the highly anticipated showdown Paul would be wise to take Atlas' advice to heart and ensure that he is fully prepared both mentally and physically for the challenge that lies ahead. In a brief encounter with the media, Nate Diaz, revered UFC fighter, did mince words when pressed about his prediction for the showdown between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Tyson will win, he asserted with a casual confidence. Real quick, everyone wants to know your take, man. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. And you got Mike Tyson. All that year that has initially brushed off the question with his trademark bluntness, stating I don't give a underscore about the fight. However, in his sudden shift, he swiftly amended his response, offering a succinct yet decisive verdict. Mike Tyson. In a recent candid moment, Kevin Hart, renowned comedian and actor, didn't hold back when cautioning Jake Paul about the impending showdown with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was a pit bull with no leash, Hart explained.
Iconic fighter. A guy who was one of the greatest punchers in heavyweight history, one of the greatest punchers ever with either hand, and one of the greatest combinations of speed and power. Yeah, he's 58 years old. Yeah, the end of his career wasn't too good before he got out. But one of the last things that go with a fighter is his power.
That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for the latest notifications so that you never miss out on videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.